Hi, welcome to my channel, Danette Gets Creative. I'm Danette, and here I am back with another house. This one actually is going to be a windmill, and I've done a little pre-work before we got started here, before I pressed play on the video. And what I did was I put together the four sides. I put them on felt as I have in the past, and now I'm ready to do the embellishing. So if this is the first time you're tuning into my channel and you have not seen any of my previous houses, the very first one I do, I actually show the whole process on how I created the four walls of the house. So if you're interested, go back there and have a little look. Otherwise, just keep watching this part, and in this part of the video, I'm going to do the embellishing. So I want to thank everyone for all the wonderful comments and all the likes that I've been receiving. It's really awesome to hear from people giving me suggestions, and it's the encouragement that I need to keep going. So I hope you are all trying your hand at a house as well. It's been a fun journey, and I have lots more planned, so stick around and follow along. So here I am just using embroidery floss to stitch the house door to that little piece of gray. So just a straight stitch. There you go. And now I'm just going to attach the actual door to the house, again with straight stitches. And I'm just making it look like the door is made out of wood, so just strips of wood as I'm stitching it down. If you've noticed on the material in the background, there's flowers and leaves. I'm actually going to use the leaves as part of the embellishment to create vines on the windmill. So once I get this door stuck down, not stuck down, actually stitched down, you will see that I proceed to use the pattern in the fabric to create vines. Oops, I'm getting ahead of myself. I forgot this step. All I'm doing is I'm using just a single strand of black, and I'm just making it look like there's bricks. So just a simple little stitch, creating that brick-like look around the door. So I hope you're all doing fine. Hope you're sitting there with a needle in hand and creating something of your own as well. This world of slow stitching and this world of hand stitching is a fun world. I've been watching lots of videos and seeing all kinds of great creations out there. I'm loving the stuff that people are coming up with. In this step, I've just got several shades of gray, and I'm just cutting out little stones. And I'm just going to put these little shapes in random spots to add some more decoration to the windmill. As I mentioned earlier, I am going to get to the vine part. I'm just, my memory is a little out of step here. So yep, just laying down these little bricks just to make it look like the building has got some exposed rocks or some exposed bricks. Just rounding the corner, putting them in little clusters. Not too many, because I still want to keep that background fabric. So quick little rectangles, rounding corners, popping them on there. I will end up using the single threaded black that I used around the door trim to blanket stitch down these rocks. There we go. Clean up my mess. It's not hard to get in a mess. My goodness, I start projects, and if you could see my desk, wow. I'm sure it's like many of your desks. It is full of stuff. I was thinking that one of the series I could do, or one of the videos I could show, is I could clean up my desk and just make creation with just whatever I find on my desk. So maybe let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in. I'll clean up my desk, and whatever supplies are there, I'll use them to make something. Because we all have supplies on our desk that build up. Anyway, just thinking out loud, that might be something that would be interesting to watch. So here I am just tacking down these little bricks. So many little bricks in such a small little house that I didn't want to pin everything, because I'd end up poking myself with the pins. So again, here I am using that single strand of black. And I'm just blanket stitching around the edges of the rocks. It's a little tricky to get through all these layers. I'm sure my hand's going to be tired at the end of this. So just tiny little stitches around each of the rocks to hold them in place. Here we go. This is what I've been talking about all along. Just some variegated green cotton that I got at, not cotton actually, sorry, embroidery floss that I just got at a thrifting store. So I can't tell you the number that's on it, but all I'm doing is a back stitch. And I'm just following the guide of the fabric there, the lines that the creator has made on the fabric. I'm just turning it from white to green. So I'm just creating the stem, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stitch around each of the little leaves with the same strand of cotton, stranded embroidery floss, I guess. And then what I'm going to do is, after I get the shape outline of the leaf, I'm going to fill it in with the same green. So there I am, just doing a short and long stitches just to fill it in. I'm going to start on the second leaf, and I'm going to continue to follow the pattern that exists. I won't end up doing all of the leaves that are in the pattern, but I do end up doing quite a few of them. So I'll just show you a couple more here, because this could probably be very boring, but it's just giving you an idea of what I'm doing. There we go. Just showing you which ones I'm going to do. And here we are. I sat down in front of the TV, binged watched some Netflix, got them all done. I just found this piece of lace on my desk, and I wanted to create a little window. So I just cut out the lace, and I'm going to stitch that down later with some white cotton. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together the windmill, the four sides together. I'm going to assemble the top, and I will also be adding the roof. So again, if you haven't seen this procedure before, if you haven't seen me do the assembly of a house, the very first house I posted has the whole step-by-step tutorial on how to create a house. Make sure you look in the description box if you're interested for the pattern. I have just drawn it out on paper and I will scan it and upload it to the description box. Again, I've created it by hand, so it's not perfect. There might be a few little things that don't quite line up, but that's the fun of stitching, because we can always just change the things that we need to change and make them fit. So I'm just going to sew together the top part and add in the roof. Okay, just on my last corner here. Okay, there's the start of it now. The blue roof. I loved the blue colors, and I really debated going through all the blue and white tones and creating the windmill, but I decided on just doing the blue and white roof instead. So I always start at the peak and match it up with the fold in the roof, and then I sew down one side and sew down the other. This is a finicky little job here, adding the roof pieces. Of course, I get a knot. Wouldn't be a video without one of those, or without a needle coming unthreaded. There we go, roof's on. I'm going to stuff it. Sew on the bottom square. And then once the bottom square is 3 sides sewn, I will add more stuffing. So just a whip stitch around the edge. I still haven't put any weight in the bottom of my houses. And I think I need to start because this one's quite big compared with the last one I made and with the birdhouse I made. So I'm finding that it needs a little weight to keep it standing strong and keep it standing straight. So unfortunately I didn't put any weight or anything in for this one, but note for self next time that I will try to remember to put in some weight. So just doing the final stuffing here. Looking cute. It's definitely one of my bigger ones. And there it is. Now I'm going to add the propellers. And I don't know what the proper name is for that, but I'm just going to call them propellers. The blades. Maybe it is the blades on the windmill. And what I have done here is I'm going to use embroidery floss. I'm going to blanket stitch around the edges. And as you saw in that example of the one that's finished just down there on the mat, I made little X's on the blades just to give it some interest. So a quick blanket stitch around the edge, and then I'll show you how I just made the little X's, and then it'll be time to put on the blades. The blades are just cut out of felt too. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but they're just cut out of a double piece of felt. And the only reason why I did double piece is I wanted to give it a little bit of extra thickness so that it would kind of hold its shape and that it would be able to stay in the position that I put it in when I'm done. Blanket stitch. And now I'm just going to do a row of straight stitches trying my best to space them out and keep them as equal in size as possible. And once I get to the end, I'll come back and go across them and kind of make that plus sign or that X. So there we go, I'm on my way back. Making teeny tiny little X's or plus signs. Okay, one more row, and then I'll finish the other side. And I will come back and attach the two together. So I've chosen a button just to put in the middle. Using my embroidery floss, I'm going to quickly attach the button where the two propellers meet, or where the two blades meet, or in this case I guess maybe 4 blades meet. Stitching down that button, and then I'm going to attach it to the rusty part of the fabric there at the top. Positioning it where I want, and I'm going through the back and into the windmill structure itself, and then back out again. This has been a fun one to make. What I'm going to try to do is put out 2 houses a month. One traditional shaped house, but decorated in different ways, and then one non-traditional shaped house. So like for example the birdhouse, and for this one the windmill. And if you've heard before, I've mentioned maybe a lighthouse. So those are houses that I consider non-traditional ones, and then one more traditional one. So hopefully my schedule will allow me to put out 2 a month, and hopefully, there we go, isn't that cute? Hopefully you'll stick along. So it's been great. Thank you for watching.